Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. On the last video I promised the step-by-step application for students that are trying to apply for visa. So this is a step-by-step student visa application in Ireland or to Ireland. So here, when I was preparing, I was like, there are points that they need more explanation. So before just giving you guys all the list of the things that you should have, the documents that you should have, I'm gonna start by explaining the certain documents that needs to be done or certain steps that I feel like they need explanations before we get onto everything else. So number one, there is the fees part. When it comes to the fees part, if your course is less than 6,000, you have to pay the full amount before applying for your visa. If your course is more than 6,000, you have to pay something, but at least more than 6,000 before you apply for your visa. Otherwise, if you're gonna go apply for your visa before you pay your fees or before you pay that 6,000 of your fees, it's gonna be 100% declined same time. No negotiations, no nothing. So just understand on the fees part that there is a part that you're supposed to pay first, because even if you relocate or even if they offer you that visa, within the first 5 months of your course, and they will give you some time, but within 5 months you should pay the remaining amount. So whatever course that you have to do, just make sure that you have enough money that will fund you for that course that you have to do. If you're going to make means to work on making more money or more funds for your rest of the course in Ireland, or you're still gonna have to work, yes you can, but that's for year number 2, year number 3, and year number 4. But your year number 1 should be covered before you even start applying, and you should have all those funds like ready in hand for you to pay. Then the other one that I had to put down is to prepare your bank statement. So to be clear guys, and to be honest with you, your bank statement is something that they take. I know that someone could be like, my parents are paying for me, so why do I need that bank statement, and why that and that? But you need your bank statement, and especially if it's your parents that are paying, you need their bank statement. And you're gonna need at least 6 months or even more than 6 months ready to prove the certain, like the number or the finance or the amount that you are looking to cover yourself. So what they are looking for when they're checking your bank statement: do you afford paying your fees? Because of course the bank statement will show everything: your salary that is coming in, or the means of income that is coming in, and how much do you spend on your monthly prescription before paying your university fees and other things. So they want to see how is your income, and it should be traceable guys. You can't give them a bank statement that has 500,000 for example rents. You can't give them a bank statement that has 500,000 rents, but they didn't see how you build that 500,000 rents. Maybe someone just sent you 500,000 rands, and now you are giving them a bank statement that I have money in my account. But when they are trying to check how that money came in, someone just gave you a lump sum of 500,000. So now it's a question of, will this person afford fees going onwards? Will the 500,000 that came in once off, will it continue coming in for the rest of the study time, or for the coming years that the person is going to study? So whatever that you have in your account, it should be traceable, and it should be straightforward in a way that it can prove how you are getting your money and how you are getting your fund. Then the other one is the statement of purpose. This is like a letter that you have to write. So they call it statement of purpose, but it's sort of like like the best example that I can make is like a cover letter. You know, when you're applying for a job, you have to give them a cover letter of who you are, why you applying, and like who you are, what have you done with your life before, like your past, your history, your qualifications that you already have, what are you doing at the moment, and what are you planning on doing in the future, and why are you choosing to study in Ireland. So your cover letter, or your letter, your statement or statement of purpose, it should explain everything about you, at the same time explaining why do you want to come and study in Ireland, Why did you choose Ireland out of all the countries in the world? Because there are a lot of countries in the world that you can just go and study there. But why are you choosing Ireland? Why don't you study in your own country where you are? Because chances are that wherever you live, whatever country that you are in right now in the world, there is a college there, there is a university there, there is everything there. So why are you choosing to leave all the universities there to come and study in Ireland? So on the letter of on the statement of purpose or the cover letter, you should explain yourself every detail, like why. And the other mistake that people make, especially as students, we go to Google and we Google the letter of statement of purpose, or we Google the cover letter for university, or then you go and copy everything from that. You put it on your cover letter, then you submit it to university. They will know, or they will see that you did not write this. You went and copied it on Google or on internet, and that shows already that you don't know what you want in life. You don't know why you want to do this. You just went and copied something on Google that you feel like relates to you, and now you are sending it to them. So already it raises like a bad alarm, or something that is, you are not like focused and you are not serious about your own life and your own future. So I would advise you, if you want to use other things, use them as example or read on how they write, then use that to relate and to think about yourself, to think about your life, the achievements that you have done, and why you really want to study in Ireland, and how can you make things work for yourself. Then now, after covering all those, that's what I thought I should explain before just getting onto the required documents and the list of the things that you need. So now that I explained that, let's get on to the list of the documents that you should have in hand before applying. Remember, I said we do not need agents. We do not need agencies, guys. We do not need people that are going to charge us money to apply. We do not need people that are going to charge us money to get a job. We do not need people that are going to charge us money to apply to any university, to anything. We can do this ourselves. I'm making these videos and I decided to help people with this information, because most of the things that I'm talking about here, it's things that I have done for myself. I did not need any agent to help me. I'm that one person that my friends and my family, they call me stubborn, but I don't think I'm stubborn. I feel like I'm always ready to learn, and I feel like if someone else can do something, it means I can also do it. Why do I need an agent to go apply for me to go to a certain university? While this, I can also sit down, gather documents, log in online where they are also applying, and do it myself. So I don't need an agent, and I always advise my clients as well to try to do things themselves. Where they need support, I can come in and support, but if possible, try to do things yourself, because you can do it. The minute you start, that's when you see how easy it is. Because before you start, you feel like there's a lot to do. I need someone else to help me, but you normally don't need someone else to help you. So the required documents, number one, is your passport. Make sure you have a valid passport, and it should be valid for at least the next coming 12 months, which is 1 year. Make sure your passport doesn't expire in the next coming 2 months. They won't approve that. Then number two, the acceptance letter from the university or from the college that you are going to. Remember, on the last video that I made, I was explaining how to apply on those universities, and how you can save money, and how you can make life work easier for you. So you're going to need that acceptance letter to apply for your visa. Then number two, you need proof that you paid your fees. Like I said, that you have to pay at least 6,000, or all your fees, if possible. Pay all your fees for the first year, not for the full program, not for full 4 years, but for the first year. Pay your fees. If you have that in hand, it helps you a lot. Then number four, your bank statement. I already explained a bit about your bank statement, but you need your bank statement. Number five is your academic certificate from the previous schools. If you also have, besides just those certificates for your academic results and everything, if you also have other certificates, because how can I make this? How can I put this? When you are studying sometimes a certain program, we always do something extra on the side. That does not really fall under our academic things or certificate or results, but it's something that shows that you were working on something. For example, when I was in high school, there was a debate team, there was a chess team, there was other things that you can do on the side. So if you play chess, try to add those things to show, because this is like applying for a job. You're trying to show them who you are and what you do, besides just applying for university only, because they want to see you, who you are as a person. So you can, if you can add other certificates and other achievements that you have done, this will help you a lot. So attach those certificates and other achievements that you can do. Then the English test, especially if you are from a country that doesn't speak English as a home language or as a main language, make sure you do your English test. Sometimes they might tell you themselves that they want the English test from you. Sometimes they might not want the English test if your country that you come from is like an English speaking country. But just to be prepared and just to be ready, there are a lot of apps or a lot of things that you can use for the English app. I'm trying to think of one that we last used, but I'm forgetting the name. But yeah, it's sort of like an IELTS test. So any IELTS English test that you can do it and get that certificate and prove your English score on how good your English is. Then the other thing that you should have is your medical insurance. Just have medical insurance on hand. Then the other one is the statement of purpose. I already explained deep on what the statement of purpose is and how you can write it. So those are the documents that you should have on hand before we start applying. Now let's start applying. Let's go on to the website. So the website, you're gonna go to the visa system, which is the AVATS. If you type AVATS in capital letters or in visa system, you're gonna get to the online portal where you can create an account and apply to apply for your visa. So once you log into that and you create your account, when you have to choose the visa type or the study type or the visa, choose D. There is C and D. C is for people that are looking to study anything like a short course or short program for about less than 3 months. That one is for those people. Then for you, because you are looking to go to a university program that is going to be about 4 years and 3 years, you need to choose type D, which is the visa study D. Then after choosing all that, you come on, you fill all your documents that time, like you fill on your personal details and everything. Then from there you upload those documents that we talked about. Then when you are now submitting your application, you're gonna have to choose which one you are submitting. Is it, there is the single entry, then there is multiple entry. So you're gonna have to choose one there because it's gonna be different on the fees. So I would advise you to take the multiple entry because it allows you to go in and out like almost many times as much as you want compared to the single one. The single one is 60 euros, the multiple one is 100 euros. So there is no much difference when it comes to the money, but there is difference when it comes to using it. So I would choose the multiple one if I was you. But if you need the single one, you can do the single one, which is 60 euros. Then after now doing all this, you have filled your form, you have submitted, you have paid your fee, the visa fee. Log out, not really log out, but when you submit that, it's gonna give you the print of your form in a way. So everything that you filled and everything that you submitted, there will be that print that will be coming out. So you can print that. It's like your application summary in a way. So you can print that out, collect all that documents and all that form. Then you take it to the nearest embassy, to the nearest Irish embassy that you have in your country. There's always one embassy. You can take it to the Irish embassy in your country. Then when you get there, you give it to them. Then they will process it, but it's already there online as well. Or you can also submit it on the visa center. So you can choose whatever that you can do, submit there or go to the embassy. I would prefer going to the embassy. When I was still in South Africa, my best or what I believed in is seeing someone and talking to someone. So after filling all these things online, I feel better when I go there and talk to someone to say, I have filled this online and I did this and I paid the visa fee online and all my documents are here. So this is my application, is all done. I feel better when when I'm giving it to someone on hands and they will accept it. Then when they take it, you now wait for your results. Remember to submit this within 30 days. Don't keep it too long in your house. So if you're gonna do it today, tomorrow morning wake up and go submit this. Then now, after doing all that, the waiting time for the visa to come out, it could be somewhere in 4 weeks to 8 weeks, or maybe 12 weeks at max, because sometimes they get a lot of applications and they process a lot of things at once. So it could be like they is it a backlog, something like a backlog, they always have those. So the max that you could take is like 12 weeks, but within 4 weeks to 8 weeks you might be having your visa on hands. Then now you have got your visa, congratulations. So now you have your visa. What should you do next after getting your visa? Now you can organize on coming to Ireland. When you come to Ireland, remember we have it's not like a program. We have a thing with us that we can collect you at the airport to help you wherever that you are going to. But of course, there are fees for all that, because sometimes when a person is coming from a different country, they're coming to Ireland, they've never visited Ireland before, they don't know where they're going, they are nervous, they are all over the place. So we come collect you, help you navigate around Ireland and to where you're going to be staying. We show you things around. But even if you can do it yourself, let's say you have family members, or you can do it yourself, because I trust you can do it yourself. Then when you get here now, what you have to do next, don't waste too much time. You have to contact the immigrations, you have to go to them so that you can get your residence card, because you're going to need that residence card. So when you get there to the some people, they do it as well online, but you can also go to them. It depends on this one. But if you contact the immigration, and another step that I forgot, when you are now coming in, at the entrance there in at the airport, they could stop you if they feel like your documents are not in order or something is not adding up. They could stop you. Being given that visa that you got from the embassy doesn't guarantee you that, okay, now everything is done, you're gonna go to Ireland and you're gonna study and everything's gonna be perfect. They could still decline you entry at the gate there. So make sure you still have your documents in place, you don't get too much excited, you do things by the book, like you have all your documents in hand to prove yourself even when you are coming in, so that if they stop you and question you at the Irish airport there, you have all the answers why you're coming to study, and you have all the documents from your university, you have everything in hand, you have your finances, you can prove your finances, that you are financially okay to come to study in Ireland, and you can pay your own fees. So now that you are allowed and you are here in Ireland, you go and apply for your JNIB card. So the stamp that they will give you, it's normal stamp 2. I have a video on stamps, which stamp is it and how do those stamps work. But that's stamp 2, which allows you to work 20 hours per week during your school term, and it allows you to work 40 hours a week during your summertime or your break from school. So that's it, guys, on this video. I hope you understand everything that you have to do to apply for your visa. If you still have questions, you can always send us a message on WhatsApp. You can also book one-on-one appointment with us on our website. It works a lot. It helps you understanding certain things that you cannot ask on the WhatsApp, or when you, because we take some time to respond to WhatsApp messages. But if you book an appointment to talk to us face to face, we get to advise you and tell you how you can do things and how you can apply. And remember, we're gonna only advise you. We won't sit down and do the application for you. You're gonna have to do the application yourself. We just advise. What we can do is maybe write a CV for you, write a cover letter for you. There's a fee for that as well, and we sit down one-on-one, talk to you. There's also a fee for that. But everything else is clear and straightforward on our videos, on step by step how to do something. I hope you understood everything on this video, guys. Thank you so much, and see you on our next video.